here's the thing. There are so many podcasts that no matter how you choose to start it, it's cliche.
That's true.
Right? Whether you start it with no intro, you just go into it, even that is sort of like, oh, we just start talking because we're so awesome.
We are!
So no matter how you fucking start it, there's somebody out there going, oh, we just start talking because we can't stop talking because we're so
different.
funny. We don't need the fucking structure.
If you don't have structure in a podcast, it just means you're lazy.
Yeah, what do you...
None of my podcasts have ever had a structure.
Well, how many podcasts have you had? How many?
4.
Ooh.
I had Shooting the Poo with Jordan Chazowski.
Shooting the Poo?
We couldn't do shit because if you put shit, they won't put it on Apple. If there's a swear in the title, they won't put it on Apple.
Oh, really?
I guess we could, because that's why he had to change it to WF, not what the fuck. WTF, because...
And also Shooting the Shit would have been taken.
Yeah, but Shooting the Poo was funnier.
Shooting the Poo is funnier.
And we did a couple episodes where we, like... But the whole basis of that podcast was that, like, we find someone to interview off of Craigslist. So Jordan would always find them. He'd go on Craigslist and he'd like go into like he found out like a foot model once. Like
fuck, is that scary?
Model.
You guys are doing that's a scary.
But podcast. We had it live. Like we had it live. We didn't do it in a room. We had it live. We did the comic strip.
Okay. We
got like a dominatrix on once. We only did like 4 or 5. There weren't a lot of them. And then I had.
What are dominatrixes like? Like outside of the bedroom, are they just? Was she a normal person, or did she strike you as pretty fucked up?
Well, she was a little. I don't know. She was a little odd, but I don't know. I think that most dominatrix, though, they got to be like really kind when they're away because they get all their anger out on some stupid fucking man.
Exactly. Think about how fucking relaxed you'd be
God,
if you could just beat up a guy every weekend.
I'd love to be a dominatrix.
Lay down, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, man, that would be fun. As a feminist, why wouldn't all of you be dominatrix?
And then you can like step on their balls. Some of them like that.
You could make them wear a Donald Trump mask and just beat the fuck out.
Yeah, beat the fuck out of them. Oh my god, I want to be a dominatrix now.
It would be fun to just beat white straight males.
Yeah, it's because I think that is a white male thing to be dominated. I think that's something that white males like.
I think that I don't know if it's strictly white people, but maybe other, I don't know, who admits to it? That's the thing, nobody admits to being no man admits to be, oh yeah, I'm a submissive or I'm a cuck.
Yeah, I guess no.
Even though it is like, oh, that's a fetish, like that's something, but nobody's going to be like, yeah, I'm a cuck, I like to stand around and watch the lady I just bought her a new bed frame and now some guy's railing her. That's how I get off, actually. I like to stand in the corner while a stranger makes my wife come.
Who told you about this fetish? Well, my wife suggested it to me.
Yeah, it was just something that we randomly saw it on television.
We were in our RV camping, and I just thought, you know what? Have you ever heard of cucks? Maybe you should be a cuck.
You know what would be funny is if you stopped fucking me, but I didn't stop fucking.
Because we just watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding last night, and one of the things on it is that they get her dad to let her leave the family restaurant and go work at a travel agency by making him think that he came up with the idea. So that's probably how cucks are born. It's always the wife that's like...
Same thing as an open marriage, right? It's the same concept.
Yeah.
It's always one person's idea, and that's why...
And they suggest it, yeah.
Like, unless two people look at each other and go, what are you thinking right now? Open marriage. Oh my god, we both said open marriage.
We both say the same thing!
I guess we'll start fucking others. Outside of you guys both saying it simultaneously apropos of nothing, it's a horrific idea.
Well, I think only if it's like two people, if you come into the relationship knowing you're swingers, that's different though. Like if you both get together, you're like, let's be exclusively us and then we'll have sex. If you say at the beginning, it's different.
But the cuck is a weird one. Mm-hmm. I can't wrap my head around.
That's what I mean. I think there's no way that every cuck in this world hasn't just been convinced by his wife that he's a cuck.
I don't know.
What guy would like that?
I don't know. Jim doesn't know.
Jim is our producer and he does not know.
He has no fucking idea how cucks are born.
How are cucks born?
Where do they come from?
Where do cucks come
from?
Mommy, where do cucks come from? Well, when a mother hates a daddy very, very much and she wants to have sex with men with bigger penises.
Very, very much.
Very, very much. She asks her dad to become a cuck.
You're right. I mean, I don't like to get into dicks, but you're right. There aren't a lot of, cucks with huge hammers on them.
No, I think that might be a thing,
If you have
though.
an 11-inch cock, you're not in the corner jerking off.
No, definitely not.
While a smaller penis, it's always like the person inside the girl is the bigger one all the time, right?
Yeah, you're not sitting on the bench with a big 11-foot cock.
No, you're not jerking off next to your dresser.
You're in there.
While the micro penis goes at it.
You're always on the court.
What are you wearing right now? What the fuck are you wearing right now?
It's a romper.
It's a romper. See, we had this conversation when I saw you.
Yeah.
I said,
nice dress.
Nice dress. And you said, it's a romper.
I didn't say it's a fucking romper,
No, you didn't
Sean.
say it. I bleeped it out so we could get on that. But I did, because I said nice dress. A man should always say nice dress.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah, even if it looks like, what is that,
Yeah.
A man should never say, nice, what is that? You know what I mean? Nice thing you're wearing. What is that? Because then the compliment's gone. You don't feel good about yourself anymore. You're not like, oh, thank you. So if I'd walked up to you and said, nice romper, you would have been like, fuck you.
I would have said room.
Romper room. I get it. I put those things together.
Did you ever get your name said in the romper room mirror? I never watched one episode. At the end where she takes up a mirror and she's like, thank you for watching. She's like, yeah, I see Billy, I see Candace, I see Leah. And I was like, they never said me ever.
But you always waited?
I always waited.
You always had optimism.
I thought it was going to happen.
See, that's
one
the difference.
day.
We were diverging brain-wise at a very early age.
Yeah.
Because you watched Romper Room and were like, see, Kathleen, oh no. But I probably watched one episode filled with like hope that she would say Sean.
Yeah.
And then from every episode after that, I was like, this fucking bitch.
I'm
She's not going to say my name. I don't watch the end anymore.
I know, you don't
I shut it off. As soon as they're done rompering around.
Romping around in their rompers.
Shut the fuck up. Nice romper.
Yeah, nice
That doesn't
romper.
sound like a compliment to give a girl.
I guess not, but at least you know what it is. Or some people call them onesies.
I know. Usually girl clothing has awesome names.
Yeah.
But romper, I don't know. It sounds like you're a giant. Makes you sound like you're a giant sexy baby.
I think that's the idea behind it. It's when you want to look real young.
Ooh.
It's when you want someone to come up and be like, are you 4?
Yeah. Ooh, I'm behind bars, but they're crib, bitch. Yeah, maybe that's where cucks are born.
I think that's where cucks
They see 2 people fucking outside their crib and they can't get into it.
And they can't or they can't?
They don't want to start fucking with the people, but they're just like,
They
oh my
wanna
god,
watch
I'm
it.
scared. I don't know if babies like to watch fucking.
Well, I don't know how it...
What do your dogs do when that's happening?
Yeah, I don't let them around very often.
Yeah, because it's the eye. It's really like they're like, what in
the first time we ever had sex with after we got Eugene, he had a crate when we first got him, so I just put him in the crate. And then, like, when we were done 3.5 minutes later, I let Adam let Eugene out, and Eugene looked at Adam and pissed on him. All over him.
Bad cuck! You are the world's worst cuck!
Cocks aren't supposed to do the fucking.
Yeah, the dog came up like, you think I'm some cuck, motherfucker? And then he just let him know that I am not a cuck. Either I fuck her or no one does. That's what Eugene's thinking with his little fucking pine cone dick.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Weird.
Oh my god, it was weird.
That's a strange thing to
Why
go
do your
through.
cats watch you fuck?
Well, we don't, so it makes it easier. Makes it easier to worry about the guilt associated with making your cats watch you fuck.
Do your cats watch you jerk off?
I don't, like, if they're around, I don't.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, I don't know. Like, if you're jerking off and then a cat comes in while you're jerking off.
Are you gonna stop?
Nope, I'm not going to. I don't fucking owe you anything.
Do you look it in the eyes?
You shit in my house.
Do you look it in the eyes?
No.
Do you avoid eye contact?
Just like at the moment I'm coming, yes.
You go, here, kitty!
Come and get it! Yeah, I got a treat for you. Yeah, what I do is I shake a bag of treats and then they come over and I come in their eyes. So I get them thinking that something great's about to happen. and then boom,
Bingo, bango.
semen.
That's how pups are born.
That's how it goes. Shaking a treat bag and coming on a kitty. No, but we're taking care of a dog right now. My sister's Chihuahua.
Oh, don't lose it to an eagle.
Oof, yeah.
Is it an escape artist?
We already talked about that on the podcast, right?
Yeah, we
Where
have.
It was like, as soon as you lose an animal, everybody wants to remind you that it could be dead.
Yes.
So this dog had disappeared for 2 days. But it loves my wife.
Yeah.
Like
So
this dog.
it disappeared on you
loves-
for 2 days?
No,
Oh.
not on us. But like when
That
it got
time.
lost. But this dog fucking loves my wife. Is that with all dogs? Like, do all dogs love the woman?
I think so. I think that men just called it man's best friend because they were pissed off. Because the dogs always like the women. And they're like, no, that's my best friend, not yours, ladies.
That was when guys got to make up what a woman's best friend is, and it was like pantyhose. You know what I mean? Like,
my best friend's my potato salad. It's my favorite.
what's a girl's best friend? Man's best friend. Animal. No, it isn't. A man's best friend isn't. Because like that's all the dogs I know are
They
like
love their ladies.
the lady is the asset that
Yeah.
must be protected.
Yeah.
And is like that's what I love the most. And a man can only be second best.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I think like
Is that all dogs or just little dogs?
I mean, my dogs love me most, but I spend more time with them. Maybe it's because the women might spend more time with the dog. I don't know.
But I think the dogs make that decision day one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even like how you treat them. You know, you could be aloof and they'd still be like, that's my mom for you.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. I don't really know if I want a dog.
You should get a dog, Sean. You should get 2 dogs.
Fuck. Two
It's
dogs.
easier to have 2 dogs than it is to have 1.
They say that about kids and they're wrong.
Yeah, but your kids occupy each other. They don't stand there the whole time. Dad, dad, dad. Like after I got Dottie, I was like, I took Eugene on the road with me to Halifax, and we were without her for like 4 weeks, and he was so fucking annoying. Like every second of the day, he was staring at me. But if Dottie's around, then he's got this little thing playing with him all the time. He's just trying to. It's way easier, and you can get 2 little ones.
But then they're filled with like jealousy and rage. You know? Like Eugene would be a totally chill dog. You don't know what Eugene would be like without Dottie. He might
I
be
do.
like
We
just
had him
totally
without Dottie.
fucking chill. But now he's an adult dog.
Yeah.
And he's filled with fucking lament.
Then we have another dog.
Yeah. He's like, it was just me and her for a while. And
Now we
then
got 2 cats and another dog.
There's no time for just us. You know?
There's lots of time.
That's
for
why our
this
sex
stuff.
life has suffered.
That's why she's.
I don't know why I made this podcast about Eugene fucking you.
Well, because Eugene has a dominance issue.
He does.
He pissed on Adam.
So who else did you guys interview on this podcast?
Oh, this one's the one with.
The Shooting the Poo, yeah.
Oh, we had a yo-yo artist. We had.
Who was the yo-yo artist? Not Charles Haycock?
It might have been Charles Haycock. I don't
Okay.
know. But I don't know if we found Charles Haycock on Craigslist. That'd be hilarious if that was his origin story into
Yeah.
comedy. He was found on Craigslist. We found Charles Haycock on Craigslist.
Yo-yoing is a weird thing to be great at,
Yeah.
you know, because it's still like, it's such a child's thing. And I mean, everything's such, like baseball's a child's game. People make $30 million a year, but yo-yoing is this weird sort of like, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Like all that practice. 15 hours a fucking day to be able to do all that loopy shit around your face. And everybody's just like, that's kind of neat. That's it. That's maximum response to being outstanding at yo-yo.
Have you ever been good at yo-yo?
No.
Well, this is your problem with it, that you have such a hate towards yo-yo for no reason. Yo-yo did nothing to you.
I don't hate yo-yo.
You just...
I love a good yo-yo. But you gotta be skinny. You can't be like a fat yo-yo guy. You know what I mean? There's just not, you need
Why
maximum.
not? You could have a longer yo-yo.
You gotta be able to swing it around you.
Yeah, but you
And
could
if
have a
you're fat,
longer
it's almost
yo-yo.
fucking, you're always hitting yourself with it.
Your yo-yo would be bigger.
I would have a very tiny yo-yo. The world's smallest fucking yo-yo. Okay, so you did yo-yo, you did dominatrix,
You're like a guy that had a really bad foot fetish.
or a good foot
Or a
fetish.
good foot fetish, whatever they are.
Cock and foot fetish, right?
Yeah.
Those are the ones where you wonder.
Yeah, you wonder what happened at some point for
Yeah.
them to like. And then because I've heard that if you have a foot fetish, it has everything to do with your mother. That's what I have heard.
They blame everything on mothers.
Yeah.
Remember autism? They're like, oh, you just weren't nice enough to him, so now he's fucked forever.
What? That's what they used to say caused
Yeah.
autism.
Yeah, fridge mom.
Fridge
I
mom.
called it fridge mom.
What does
where
that mean?
It meant in the first year of that child's life, it did not get the attention it needed from its mother, and now it's Johnny Spectrum.
What?
Yeah.
So because they didn't hug it?
Well, yeah, because so doctors didn't have an answer for where autism came from.
Yeah.
And they decided it probably has something to do with mothers that aren't good enough at being a mother.
That is so awful.
Yeah. So there was
That's
tons
so
of women that had
disgusting.
to raise a child with autism thinking,
That they're
being
a bad
told
mother.
that this is something that you did and you can't
caused
fix.
it?
And you can't fix it.
Fuck the medical world. That I never realized that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
That's terrible.
But,
That's crazy.
so yeah, 70s moms had to grow up being like, oh my
Bad
god,
mom.
I did it wrong.
I did it all wrong.
Oh well. So you did Shooting the Poo,
Yeah.
and then did you do, how many solos have you done? You did Hot Mess.
I did Hot Mess, but I did Table 9 Club first.
Right.
Table 9 Club.
Table 9
with
Club.
Samson
That
Burke.
was like before the Beatles were the Beatles.
Yeah.
you know?
What?
Well, the Beatles, when you were Hot Mess, that was the Beatles.
Yeah.
But Table 9 was sort of like just
Yeah.
you and a drummer figuring shit out.
Drummer.
'Cause who was your podcast, who was the guy on the podcast with you?
Samson Burke.
Samson. He was a very nice, very
Yeah,
funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys, I couldn't do it the way you guys did it. Because you guys did it just in a bar.
Yeah, it was weird.
And there was like random people watching you at all
We
times.
had one time where like this is what I think I said. Because girls that love anal. I said girls that love anal must be a little damaged. And I said that, and there was a table at the back, and there was a girl that started screaming at me and blah, 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 and she was like, "I'm gonna complain to the police." And I was like, "Okay." Like she was having none of it. And then we found out that she was Preston Manning's niece, and it was so weird. I think that's what happened. So that could have been a totally wrong story, but I know that happened.
I think it happened.
But that was a fun one. We had an interview because once we had this guy on that I was at a bar in Edmonton, and my friend was there, and I was trying to get my friend to go to another bar with me, and then this guy, it was his birthday or something, and he was trying to get this friend to stay there at his party, and so we hated each other, and we were like, I'm trying to get him to leave. We were fighting with his friend, and then I was a drunk bitch, and I walked over, and I poured a pint of beer on his head, and then I walked back to the bar, and nobody saw me really do it, and then he comes up behind me, and I'm standing at the bar, and he just dumps a pint of beer on my head, like it looked unprovoked, and so he got like thrown out of the bar, and then I was like, oh, I got away with it. I felt, God, I was drunk, but then they're like, Kathleen, now you, and they made me leave, and then I was downstairs, and this dude that we were fighting, I think he called me a fat cunt or something, and I just like wound up and was like, boom, but I nailed him.
I honestly thought you were going to tell us that you blew him.
No!
Not even. I was like, please don't tell me she blew this.
Oh no!
I just wanted him to get the fuck out of there.
Get out of there!
I saw him in the hallway, and I'm like, I'm not talking to this guy. I'll just blow him and leave.
No, I punched him.
You punched him right in the face.
I punched him right in the face, and then
Did it hurt him? Was he stunned?
Well, I didn't know. My friend dragged me away, and then the next day or something, I had said I was somewhere, and I heard someone say somebody punched Wade, and I was like, some chick punched Wade. I was with my other friends who work at this tattoo shop, and then I was like, is Wade Australian? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, and where did he get punched? And they're like, at the Buckingham. I'm like, I punched Wade. And so we did it. So I had punched their friend. I didn't know him. I had no idea who he was. So then.
That's crazy. 6 degrees of social distancing.
This was before social distancing. I can't even say it. I'm so sick of it. But then we had him on the podcast. Because I asked for his number and I texted him because I was like, I just texted him, hi, I'm the girl that punched you last night. I'm really sorry. Because I felt bad about it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, would you like to come on my podcast so we can talk about what happened? So he came on, and we both realized we were both little drunk assholes, and that was all.
Well, the fact that he was willing to come tells you that, like, he's over it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not going to go, hey, person who I punched and isn't over it yet, let's talk about it.
Yeah. I think if everybody that got in a fist fight had to talk the next day, you could work a lot of shit out.
Oh, I mean, you could say that for anything. If anybody could just sit and talk,
the next day.
If you did a Zoom call with people, you go, he's not so bad. If you had to do like a Zoom call with your worst enemy for 5 minutes every day, you wouldn't be enemies anymore. You'd be like, he's an okay guy.
He's okay.
He's all right, I guess.
I
The first time we did a podcast together, it was the worst. It might have been the worst podcast in the history of podcasting.
Which one?
It was me.
The one at the Denny's?
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Really? That was like such a fucked up. You know why? Because
that lady.
you were so good. Like, that's the weird disconnect is people are going to be listening to it, but it's almost like I block that out. Like, I don't even think people are going to listen to it. I'm just like, oh, nobody's listening to this, so let's just talk. But in the Denny's, all of a sudden there's like 3 women at different tables staring at us and listening to every word we say. And we also randomly have a waitress come in, give us a tea, and then stand there for
And watch
23
us.
seconds watching us talk with mics in our hands.
She was asking us if there is. I gotta go back and listen to it, but she was like, "You can hear us just talking to her. You can't really. You can hear a faint voice, but."
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it was too. You were so open. Like, that's what you're so good at. Is
Yeah.
like, you don't give a fuck who's watching. You're like, I'm Kathleen and I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So you're like talking about, I'm scared of hysterectomies. Like, you're just an open fucking book.
A menopausal
Yeah,
open book,
and
I guess.
and then you ask me something, and I'm like, I don't know where. And then I'm looking around at people staring at me, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I should find that episode and post it on our Patreon, which I've completely ignored, and I don't think anyone subscribes to it anymore because we don't put anything on it. But I would put that on our Patreon, that episode. That would be funny.
What was your favorite podcast to do? Oh no, because you also did. It was Shooting the Poo, Table 9, Hot Mess, and then also the one that you do with.
Anything goes. Yeah. Anything goes wasn't a podcast. So that's probably why I didn't think of that. But it was on XM first, and now it's a podcast.
Yeah.
But that was fun. I've got to talk to very cool people. We talked to Mike McDonald's brother, and I almost cried when he came on screen because he looks exactly like him.
Oh, really?
And he sounds exactly like
him. Is it
him.
like a Kevin Farley situation, like Kevin and Chris?
Yeah, but they even look more like.
Does Mike's brother do Funny Fest?
No. I mean, he might if he got. His brother's a musician, so he might. He might. But that was cool interviewing his brother, but I don't know.
Yeah, because Mike was he was extremely funny.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know him well, very sort of standoff. Like he didn't, he and I were very similar. Whenever we interacted, it wasn't a good interaction because we were both similar.
Yeah.
Like he was like, okay, like looking at the wall and talking, and I'm looking at the wall and talking.
Yeah.
So it's just me and him, and we're both looking at different walls and
Yeah.
speaking to each other like, oh, don't make eye contact. Pick your fucking wall, Mike.
Don't look at my wall.
Are you enjoying the festival so far? And, he's staring out a window and I'm looking at the roof.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we had that kind of, our interactions were like 2 people that were like, whoop, dee.
Well, that's where we met him, was at the Rocky Mountain Comedy Festival.
Mm-hmm.
That amazing festival. So much shit happened at that festival, and it never happened again. But do you remember, Kelly Taylor was hosting the first show at the Carmos Hotel, and they call it the Ho. And Kelly Taylor was hosting, and I think Darren was headlining, and Kelly Taylor got buck naked on stage. He was totally. That was what his naked times were.
I've got fucking.
And then when Darren Frost was on, he just laid in front of the stage in the fetal position naked.
Well, and Frost loves that kind of riffing.
No, he hated it. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" But let's face it, the Toronto people thought they were coming out to a legitimate festival, and they were just coming into Funny Fest in the mountains.
Here's news for any Toronto comedian coming out to Alberta to do legitimate work. You're kidding yourself.
It's not real.
Legitimate.
There's nothing legitimate out here.
No,
all of our comedy shows are illegitimate.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. So if you're coming out, lower your expectations.
But that's where.
There's nothing truly legitimate's happening here.
We got a hotel room because John Bueller refused to come to the festival because they picked him up in a weird car, and then he's like, I'm not doing the festival. So Andrew and I got his hotel room, and we were in the hotel room, we were eating pizza, and Mike had just kind of walking by. It was like one of those motel style hotels, and he comes in and he was like, he wanted a piece of pizza, and then Andrew goes, ooh, the Canadian king of comedy is gracing us with his presence.
Yeah,
that's Mike was like, he burst out laughing. He loved it. He loved Andrew because Andrew was fucking nuts.
Yeah, well, that's how Andrew He's a wall looker too.
Yes, but sometimes his outbursts.
Yeah, his way of dealing with those situations is to go into like a Tony Clifton character.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
he goes into Clifton world, where instead of being, you know, this super scared weirdo that he is, he just goes, "Hey, look at this fucking piece of shit." You know, like that's how he. Oh my god! So in his mind, he's thinking, "Oh my god, it's Mike McDonald. What am I going to say?" But his mouth is like, "Whoa, okay. Well, looky fucking here."
It was funny.
24 years in a row, and then you took a breather. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, that'd be Andrew.
That's Andrew.
That is Andrew. But people love it. People are intrigued.
How are you doing with your ADD meds? As your physician, I feel like I need to follow up.
I just had a doctor's appointment today.
Really?
Yeah.
And what did they say? Because you're taking 40 milligrams a day of that.
Yeah, is that a lot?
I have no idea.
Vyvanse.
Vyvanse.
Yeah, is that a lot?
I've been taking it lately. Found it on the fucking street.
I
I hate big pharma. So I just fucking, and I don't like when my name's on the bottle. It takes the fun out of it.
Oh, okay.
So I like to steal it from other people. So I've been taking it for like 3 days in a row, and it's fantastic. You don't need to like sleep or anything, you know, like, because I've been busy.
Oh, that's why you have not been sleeping. What time do you take it? Because it does keep you awake.
I take it anytime.
It's like speed a bit.
That's
I
fine.
don't know.
Take it anytime. Because then guess what? It doesn't matter that you can't get to sleep.
Yeah.
Because you just wake up and take another one.
Yeah.
You know, like I know that the problem with drugs that you feel are working is that that's how people die in their sleep.
Oh, because
Right.
they just keep taking them and
That's
taking
how
them.
people die in their sleep because they're like, if you talk to anybody who died in their sleep and then they found like pharmaceutical drugs in their system,
Yeah.
right before they fell asleep, if you ask them how they feel, they'd be like, "I feel fucking great.
Yeah.
I feel fantastic."
Yeah.
You know, the Percocet just started kicking in.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Ativan.
I took a Percocet once, one Percocet, and I slept for 27 hours. It knocked me out. And then I hear about people taking 10 a day, and I'm like, what? It was insane. It knocked me out so hard. I will never do another Percocet because I'm like, what's the fun in that? Like,
Give it another chance.
Snort it this time.
Yeah, crush it and snort it. Don't just snort it, you weirdo.
Crush it and snort it.
Snort the whole pill.
That's what I do.
But no, this is because that's the thing. You know, if you want to do like a confession, you could do like a confession for me. You know, if I had to do the ADD test and they were like, you know, why do you think you might have it? I would have to say like, I'm 42 years old and I've never read a book.
Have you really never read a book?
I've never read a full book. Not in my life. I
Wow.
cannot sit down.
I don't finish books very often, but I have read books.
I read a lot of news articles.
But you start reading books and then quit? That's what I always did.
Yeah, like
That's
when
what-
I don't
yeah.
really anymore, but like when I did try to read books, I was like, oh, let's try to read this.
Yeah.
And then I would be 3 sentences in, and then whatever they said would make me think of something else, and then zoop, now I'm gone, and I've read 2 pages, and I don't know what I read because I was thinking about the thing the book reminded me of.
Yeah.
And then I would go back to where I stopped reading, and I would start again, and then another thing would remind me of something, and zip, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And like, so I can read like news articles, I can read facts, because then it's not like a story that reminds me of anything. It's just like, here's how many people died in Lebanon today.
No.
And I'm like, that reminds me of all the people that are dead in Lebanon.
Yeah.
No. So I can read information.
Yeah.
But if it's like a narrative, if it's like Becky and Susie buy a romper.
Yeah.
I'm like, Kathleen has a romper. And then I'm thinking about Kathleen's romper.
Yeah, you definitely have it. You have it.
So.
It is like,
but
what I don't understand why people feel so ashamed. Like, it's not. I don't feel it's shameful to have like your mental health medicated.
it isn't anymore.
It
Like, it really isn't.
If I have become like healthier. Everything has changed since I got diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah.
I can focus on stuff. I can like.
It's the same thing as like, it reminds me of like mental health and how it's viewed as like woke culture, because people that are like involved, and I'm not saying woke is a bad thing. I'm saying woke is like, sometimes they act like they're still the downtrodden underling that needs to upend the system.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that they're the system now, right?
Yeah, they are the system now.
So it's the same thing with mental health, where it's like, why can't we talk about mental health? Like, we do all the time. Everybody talks about it very openly all the time, and you can take any pills you fucking want.
Yeah.
So let's stop pretending there's a stigma to mental illness, because there isn't anymore.
No.
Like, whether it's depression, OCD, ADD, whatever.
Everybody
like,
has
we're
something.
super comfortable, you know, talking about it. And I know that there's still people that don't talk about it and kill themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
But why is it always the depressed people that kill themselves? Why isn't it ever like the people that have a foot fetish?
Because of
Still,
foot
I mean, why
fetishes?
people with foot fetishes should be killing themselves?
I don't know about that.
Those are the people that should be jumping off bridges. Why do I love feet and then jump? The fuck's wrong with me? Ah! You know what I mean? Because the foot fetish is weird to me.
What's your fetish then?
I don't even know if I have one.
Mine's compilations. We learned that last week.
Yeah, you're a compilations
I
gal.
have compilations.
Yeah, you like a greatest hits album. Yeah, you like to fucking shuffle the iPod.
Yeah. Shuffle the old
That's
iPod.
what you're into.
Yeah.
What have you been doing this week? Do you have any comedy shows?
Did I do any? I didn't do any this week. I just got drunk and high on mushrooms in my backyard.
Damn it, that's not bad.
It was really fun. It was like Sunday.
Did you have like a third eye opening experience?
No, I just had a good night.
That's what I like about you. You're not looking for like, I need something to tell me what's the matter.
No,
You know?
I don't. Nothing's the matter anymore. I don't care anymore. Like I really like. I'm very carefree.
Yeah. We just can't go broke again.
We can't go broke. Well, that
This
isn't
podcast
care.
would be done if you were broke and
No, it
you
wouldn't
couldn't
be.
afford the
Still-
bills. You'd be like, sorry guys, I can't make it today. I'm having a very bad day.
I'm having a very bad.
Here I am stigmatizing mental health. Wow.
I don't know. I just like I think that like I've used mental health as an excuse to not go out, and I was fine. I just didn't want to go out. Like I think we rely on it too much to get out of shit sometimes. Well, at least I do. I'm not saying anybody else, but
Well, you know what I've noticed recently, and I don't know if it's just like indicates how often we faked illness.
Yeah.
But have you noticed like no one's sick anymore? Like since COVID, you either have COVID or you're healthy.
Yeah.
Like nobody that I know has had a cold or the flu or
Yeah.
fucking anything.
Because
Right?
we've all been.
Because we're washing our hands,
Yeah.
we're staying away from each other, like
Yeah.
we're doing all the things that we should have done to avoid those viruses and bacteria anyway.
Yeah.
But also the amount of times that we faked sick and no one does that anymore.
But
You just can't fake sick anymore.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling good, because then people are like, holy fuck, I gotta scrub my apartment, he was here.
Yeah, that's true. If you fake sick, you're a total asshole.
Like if you faked sick for this podcast today,
Yeah.
if you were like, fuck it, I'm
I
just
think
so
I have
tired,
COVID.
and you were like, no, not even COVID, like I'm just like I have a cough or whatever.
Yeah.
And then next week you were like, hey, let's do the podcast. You're like, I don't know, maybe we should Zoom it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should, because you may have been
Social
exposed.
distance. Yeah. I guess that's true. I don't know. And conspiracists or whatever you call those people, they
You
be
do
like,
call them
that's-
conspiracies.
that's because it's COVID. COVID is a lie, and it's taking to like. Oh, it's so. I hate
Yeah.
the times.
It is hard to fucking watch.
It's so great. Like everyone has gone fucking bonkers.
But it's funny too, because if I'm reading stuff, then I'm like, can you fucking believe this?
Yeah.
People are saying, okay, this guy, what the fuck, he's insane with his fucking mask shit. But then if other people are saying that to me about something that they read, I'm like, get off your phone.
Yeah.
Get off your phone. Like there's no, what are you doing? Like you're heated up about something that you don't need to be heated up about.
Yeah.
This doesn't need to be a part of your life at all. You have chosen to make this a part of your life.
I think that's a whole thing, that some of the reason people are so fucking nuts now is because we spend too much time on social media getting into fights with people over stuff.
Well, and crazy people, it used to be just like, yeah, you don't go there on Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, like it, and now we're friends with them. You know, like
Yeah.
we're all like, oh, fucking, what's that crazy don't go to his house on Halloween guy talking about?
Yeah.
You know, like, and
He's
what are we
talking
doing?
about
Why are we
crazy
doing
shit.
that? We didn't do that in the 80s. We just didn't fucking ever go there.
No, we
And
did
he had a
not.
house full of birds and dumb ideas, and we didn't know about any of it. And now we're like, can you believe what Gary said? Like, we legitimize the people who say that by
And
repeating their nonsense.
and everyone's outraged by everything. Like somebody tweeted today about the Lebanon. Jesus Christ.
No, you're right.
Lebanon.
Conspiracist and Lebanon.
The Lebanon bomb. It was like a journalist, he tweeted stunning photos of blah blah blah. Well, if you're reading that as a bomb, you think like, holy shit, that kind of stunning. Not look at those beautiful bombs. But then all of these people jump on this dude. You're like, that is not the right word to use for this. I'm like, can we not just tweet one thing without everybody jumping on somebody for no fucking reason?
Oh my god. The best thing to be on Twitter is like, be like a fake hot chick who has conservative ideals. Like that is the best.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's so many of those guys out there that just want to jerk off to a girl who thinks the way they do.
That's true, and likes guns and
Likes guns and thinks
Eagles.
thinks most girls' ideas are dumb.
yeah, because she's not like most girls.
Yeah, believe all women? Not likely, you know. Most guys hear that and they're like, I want to fucking get
Yeah,
after her.
that's true. Any woman with all of the ideals of a basic boy will get it.
Absolutely. That's a very popular woman now who's like,
Wow.
I don't mind an old-fashioned guy.
I want to be barefoot in the kitchen. I want to make dinner for you. Let's go back to 1952.
Yeah, I can't leave you.
I can't.
It's not socially acceptable. So he makes the sex schedule.
Yeah.
And he puts it on my fucking door every morning. We're fucking at 9 a.m.
He's got to be rich, though,
a.m.
if he's making a sex schedule.
You'd be surprised what poor guys can get away with.
I don't know about that. Well, these poor women with no self-esteem, then that must be what it is. It's not. You can't have, like, some guy being like, oh, we're going to have to skip rent this month, and then be like, oh, but it's 9 a.m. on a Wednesday.
Right.
It's sex time. You're not going to listen to...
No, that sex schedule goes out the window.
Yeah.
As soon as you say, like, well, don't go to Safeway, but don't get anything. Just get veggies. Like, what do you mean? Like, well, it's a bit of a rough week. Yeah, then you're not fucking for sure.
Yeah.
That's over.
Yeah, absolutely. The sex schedule is out the
What's
window.
the most embarrassing thing that happened to you at a grocery store in terms of, like, being a broke person who had to do something?
Oh, I wonder if that... I'm sure it's happened where I didn't have any money, but...
I've definitely had to, like, watch the screen as they're beeping things through.
Oh, yes.
And then when they get to a certain point, go, okay, stop,
We don't-
stop, that's, no
That's
more.
enough! No, not those bananas!
Quiet! Leave the chips!
No!
Don't touch the chips! Don't touch the bread or the chips! And I've definitely had to be like, okay, let's prioritize what I'm putting on the belt, right? We need eggs, we need milk, we need cheese, and then the back I've got like a bunch of fucking Pringles and pop and shit. And then if we don't, if the Pringles and pop don't make the cut, okay, fair enough.
That's okay. We got our...
But then I'm pretty good because I'll offer to put it back. Like, I'll put it back.
I've seen people like not offer. I used to be a grocery clerk, and that happened a lot. But not at my grocery store.
My hat's off to anybody who is working with a mask on.
Oh my gosh. I have to work with one at work.
Like, Jim, do you work with a mask on?
Just like when I'm not at my desk.
Oh, when you're not
at
at your
his
desk, you don't have to work. Or you do have a little cubicle?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that.
But like elevators going up and down.
Yeah, elevators in
Gotta
lobbies.
wear it.
I have to wear one at the restaurant, and it is okay until it's hot. And that's when it's like, because then your chin starts to chafe and like it keeps coming down. And every time you touch it, you have to re-sanitize because you're basically just touching your moisture. And so then it's just like so fucking hot. And I think that's why all the angry mask wearers live in hot states, because they hate the feeling of how hot it is. I'm not excusing them, but I feel like maybe that might be...
Yeah.
It's awful, but like I do it and I have a problem with it, and I only have to do it for like 3 hours max. But...
And the mandatory thing is difficult because you're just making poor people's lives more difficult because you've got somebody that has to stand at the door and say, can you please put a mask on? And like, I shouldn't have to. And like, who are you yelling at?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you yelling at? This person doesn't give a fuck if you live or die. They just need you to put a mask on so they can get paid.
Yes. I don't care.
Go write an email to the CEO of the company. Don't yell at the person at the fucking store.
Yeah, it's not that person that can do anything for you.
I went to a hockey rink and a guy had to put, so the rules at hockey rinks are like, you drop your kid off and he can only go in a half an hour before his ice time.
Oh, this is during COVID.
Yeah. And then you can't go in until the game starts or the practice or whatever. Parents can't just mill about. They have to like stay outside and then go in. And so there was a dad who was like, when I walked in with my kid, he was like, "This isn't Nazi Germany!"
Oh my god.
Like, that's what I heard him say. This isn't Nazi Germany.
You're right,
like,
sir.
Holy fuck,
You're
dude.
fucking right. It's not, you big fucking baby.
Jesus Christ.
It's just ridiculous. If you can't, but of course, not everyone's just gonna wear a mask. Like, that's just never gonna happen in like this society. But I have no problem with wearing. Adam has to wear one in a kitchen.
Oh my
Like cooking.
That's
Can you imagine?
Unbelievable.
Like, just awful.
It's unbelievable.
He has like a blister behind his ear because the thing keeps rubbing.
Is he allowed to wear like one of those turtlenecky ones? Can he wear one of those?
I don't know
Does
if
he
I
have to
want
wear
to.
the behind the
He
ears?
just has like a behind, but
Mine like straps under my balls. So like it wraps.
Because you don't want to let your balls breathe.
It goes around.
That's where COVID is
It
mostly.
goes around my head like a,
Like
and
a
then
diaper?
I pull it all the way down my back and then strap it under my nuts.
So it's a diaper.
Yeah.
A face mask and a diaper.
I have only, like, I don't wear a mask So I feel bad, like saying, like, you know, like fucking put your mask on, asshole, because I don't wear a mask. But if I go somewhere and they say you have to wear a mask, I just put it on.
Yeah, I was down on. We took scooters down to White Ave. Those little scooter things. They're very fun, by the way. And we took those down to White Ave, and then we were walking around, and like nobody was wearing a mask down there in the bars. Nobody. Like nobody. I was like, what the fuck? Like they were, and they were.
You're drinking. You don't have to.
I know, that's the thing. So everyone's just sitting at a table like, I'm drinking. And that's the thing, like even at my restaurant, I'm like, you have to wear a mask in until you're seated. And when you're seated, you can take your mask off. But it's sort of like crazy.
Well, and that's the problem when like half of the adult population is like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Is what do you think that does to kids? Right now, half of their children are like, this is bullshit.
And now,
also I'm healthy and it doesn't matter to me.
And now poor teachers are gonna have to put up with little Timmy being my dad says masks are bullshit. Like now this is the teacher's problem. And the teachers already have enough problems. Like I think it's horrifying that they're trying to send children back to school.
You really do.
It's so bad. Kids are like so contagious.
I think it's in
every stomach flu starts at an elementary school.
In some ways, the school issue mirrors like the situation in its totality, which is like when something like this happens, we cannot just stop indefinitely. We cannot.
Yeah. So
we have to stop a little bit, stop for a little while, and then we tried, and then you kind of go back to normal life, and then the fatalities are like, well, sorry, but we tried to keep them down.
Yeah.
And the schools is the same thing. It's so important for any country's economy for kids to be in school. They have to be. Yeah. There's way too many parents that
have to
cannot afford childcare. They have to be able to take their kids to a school full time, and they have to be able to go to their jobs. It's super important for the economy, and so because it's super important for the economy, we do put people in these positions where now you're a frontline worker.
Yeah.
It's just this experiment continues. Yeah. And hey, we shut down schools for a couple months at the end of last year, don't forget. And this year, we gotta just... I
just feel bad for teachers. I have a lot of friends that are teachers, and they're like, basically, like, I saw someone on Twitter, I don't know if this is true, it was on Twitter, but he's like, I'm a teacher, and my principal told us to make sure we have a will, and make sure we have all that shit in order. And it's like, you're telling teachers that they... Just by the way, you could die because everyone needs to go back to work, but... have fun, good luck, and here's your hand sanitizer. Like, it's seriously crazy.
And the idea of like online learning and homeschooling and stuff, it's just not realistic.
It's really
Parents
hard.
are not teachers. No. Teachers are skilled workers.
Yeah.
So your children need to be in that environment to learn. Yeah. Like my wife and I were talking about like, you could just do home. It's like, think about how much further behind both of our kids would be academically if we just taught them at home. Like if we just got them on a computer and said, here you go. Like, you're supposed to read this, so read that, or whatever. Like, it wouldn't be, kids need to be in a place where there are no distractions. You don't have your fucking phone, you don't have your friends, like, it's just you and math.
And you have to listen and stuff, that's another thing.
Yeah. You have to put children in an environment where they are not distracted, and then that's how they can start processing information. Yeah. As soon as you say, like, let's do it at home, 60% of it is in one ear and out the other. So these kids are, so if you're a kid who was in grade 11 last year, going into grade 12, these could have huge ramifications for you.
Oh, totally.
You can go from fucking lawyer to podcaster overnight. You're like, I was going to be a lawyer, but now I just do this podcast where we interview people from Craigslist. Which is a good idea, by the way.
I literally, maybe we'll do that. We'll have an episode. I don't know who owns that concept.
Yeah, I'll be like, one day I'll just be like, Kathleen's doing Hot Mess again, and that's how I'll find out.
Oh, stop it. Oh my God. Are you jealous that I do Anything Goes again?
Well, I'm no cuck. I ain't sitting there listening to you.
Do you not like watching me podcast with other podcasters, Sean?
I ain't sitting in no fucking room watching my gal talk to other comedians about ADD.
Shut the cock.
I ain't no podcast.
Shut the podcast. Yeah, you're a podcast.
I'm not a podcast.
You're a podcast.
I don't sit there listening to your fucking podcast.
Crying?
Yeah.
She told that story on our podcast too.
Wait a minute. That's already done.
That's our story.
Why is she laughing at their jokes?
I never thought you would feel that I was cheating on you.
Why is she laughing at their material?
Oh my God.
I said stuff that was funnier and she didn't even laugh at it. Well, his jokes are bigger. He's got a bigger joke.
Oh my God. Is a bigger joke. It's
Yeah.
just one, but it's way bigger.
That's right. Laughter matters. I don't know.
I went to the dentist today.
Uh-oh.
No cavities.
No cavities.
Ever in my life.
You're bad with words today.
Hi.
Because you said cavities.
Did I?
Yeah.
I meant cavities.
And then what was your other mistakes? What other fucking blunders have you made? That should be our thing. Is at the end of every episode, it's like
bloopers?
fucking Astro Boy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember Astro Boy?
Yeah.
Jim might be this, but Astro Boy, like, find the errors in this episode.
Yeah, and
and
mail
send it
it
to
in.
us, and you can win a fucking prize.
Let's do it. But we have to listen to it and go back and do that.
Well, people will be like, I don't know what your errors were. It all sounded like a bunch of bullshit. Like, you know, we would have to do like a segment where we were like, here's 9 facts, and then one of them's wrong or something, you know?
Yeah. We should do some sort of like giveaway.
I don't think nobody emails me, but, you know, it's like...
Well, we haven't had that episode out yet that has the emails in it.
Oh,
We
okay.
didn't have that out yet. That's coming soon.
Things are going to change real
Things
fast.
are picking up.
How long have you been fucking nattering on?
6:30 since
46.
46? Oh, that's not bad.
That's a while.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Darren and Dave go deeper than that.
Darren and Dave last longer.
Oh, Darren and Dave can podcast for 2 hours. They're so good at going well. I call it tantric podcasting, where they just slowly speak and no one laughs.
Sometimes I just sit there and they podcast and it's all about me.
Yeah, I just lay there and let them podcast all over me. Go ahead, drop your word nut on my face.
Your word nut. Oh,
That's
sweet
gross.
Jesus. Oh my
That's
God.
grotesque.
Yeah, I think it was a dentist.
Oh yeah. Maybe these pills aren't working.
They're not working for you.
The dentist.
No
What did you
cavities
say?
ever
No
in my
cavities?
life.
In your life?
In my life.
Or how often do you brush?
Every day. And I
Okay.
got a water pick for Christmas.
Have you ever had like braces, Invisalign? Nothing. No teeth, no caps?
No. When I was a kid, these 2 teeth started growing in before the babies came out, and then they...
Fuck, those are nice teeth. Those are
I
great
know.
teeth. That's like, it looks like you just had them shaved.
I did! They were
What?
scaled. That's
Really?
Oh, not shaved
Oh, I
down.
thought you meant like, I was like thinking shaved on the bottom. so
No!
they're even.
No, not with a file.
Fuck, Wendy did
They
you
were
right
just
with her
clean.
dent, did Wendy have good teeth?
Yeah, except for she had dentures in the back.
Mm.
But yeah, I think my dad had pretty straight teeth, and my brother has straight teeth. Like, we're just a straight tooth family. We're
Wow.
just one of those straight tooth, real shootin' tootin' families.
Root canal and tootin'.
Straight from the tooth.
I got one kid that needed braces.
Did you get Invisalign?
Yeah.
Is Invisalign like actually good? Does it work?
You can't give it to a meathead. Like, you can't give it to a kid that doesn't know like anything.
Yeah.
But if a kid is like an organized kid, generally in their life,
Yeah.
like I remember he's had him for a year. There was like an 8-month gap where I was like, I just hadn't thought about his braces or Invisalign or anything for like 8 months. I saw an Invisalign commercial on TV,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, have you been putting in your Invisalign? And he's like, yeah, every Friday I change the tray. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, I hadn't fucking thought about it in 8
Wow.
months. But he was like changing them every, like, you know, he's like you, is like, you know, like brushing your teeth. Do you brush them once a day or 3 times a day or twice a day? Do you floss?
Honestly, I'll brush them every night for sure, but
I've heard prayer helps.
prayer for your teeth.
Just prayer in general.
Dear Jesus, give me good teeth.
Fuck.
I don't care if I'm overweight and everything. I just want good teeth.
Ugh.
I have good teeth and skin.
That's the weird thing about fucking religion, right? Is like thinking prayer works.
Yeah, the power of prayer.
The power of prayer. Think about the emptiness of that experience, the vacuous nature of that relationship that you have with you might as well talk to a fucking piece of wood in the corner.
Yeah, but it's like a horoscope. If it actually happens, then you believe in it.
I guess so. I always think of horoscopes and signs and shit as just like a man trick. You know?
Oh yeah,
Men are
well,
like,
if men are doing it.
No, it's like
You-
women behave a certain way, and then somebody goes Virgo, and now they're in. Or something, you know?
You think as men or women that do that as well?
Well, there's women who love it, and then there's men who pretend
To love it so
and
that the
use it for
women,
their own sexual desires to be
Gains?
fulfilled. They want to cuck it up.
they want to cock it up. Put your cucking boots on. We're cucking.
Put your cucking boots on. It's just fucking. Put on your cucking boots and come on over to the corner of the room. Your wife's getting railed by a man bigger than you'll ever be. And you can watch it.
That's what the Stampede is for, cucking it up.
Imagine
I bet you a lot of cucking happens at Stampede.
I wonder if there's girls. Here's the thing, because we were talking about cucks,
Yeah.
right? So a woman goes, "We should do it this way," right? And then she has to start by letting him masturbate, like he's involved.
Yeah.
And then she slowly weans him out of the fucking room altogether.
Oh, she kicks you so she makes it back up.
So the first 3 times she's getting fucked and he's jerking off, and then the 4th time she can be like, "Don't do that. Don't stop. Don't touch it. Please stop jerking off." So then he just has to fucking stand, like you just make him stand there. And then the next time you're like, "Can you like be here but wear pants? Like have clothing on." So now he's watching you fuck with his fucking...
How many times is she getting fucked in one night?
No, I'm not talking about in one night, just slowly
Over time. I thought this was over.
It's the greatest way for you to start cheating on your husband with his permission.
Yeah.
You know, you start out like, "Oh, you know what'd be cool is like if you just stood there and jerked off, like that's so hot." And then like, "Can you please wear pants?" And then like watch but be in the hallway, like you can peek.
Yeah.
And then like eventually the door's closed. You can't even get in. You know what I mean? And he's just got a cup.
You think women are like these conniving little...
No, I'm not saying that they're all doing that. I'm
But
saying
that's what
that
you would
it
do
would be
if you were a
funny.
woman.
Like it would be funny if there are some women to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I was saying.
I feel like most swingers are born from women. Like women are usually like, let's try it. Not usually dudes.
Yeah, I don't know. Men are a little bit more, you know, possessive, I guess.
Of their pussy.
Just in general, possessive.
Of everything.
Yeah, and women are like, "I don't care where your dick goes." Yeah, okay.
They say that and then they get mad.
I don't care what you do with that piece of shit. Like men are very like, "Where'd your vagina go yesterday?"
Where'd your vagina
That
go?
vagina. You know, they talk to it like it's a dog. That vagina. Hey, sit down, vagina.
Don't drag yourself across the carpet.
Oh, imagine if that was the only way you could come.
Oh.
Some fucking pussy carpet burn.
Oh my god, like a carpet burn on your foot? Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Yeah, it's just like a weird, what the fuck happened in this room?
Sometimes the way people say that they like masturbated when they were kids, I'm like, how did you do that? Like boys that fuck couches and then girls that hump stuffed toys. I'm like, you hump a stuffed toy? Like that. How do you just hump a stuffed toy and come?
It would have to be like a big K-Days one.
Yeah.
It couldn't be like a little bird. Like, oh, this is a little parrot, little fluffy parrot.
Like, how many little children as stuff heads have been fucked by little children?
I don't like to think about it.
I don't like to think about it either. I don't know why I said it. It's awful. But it's true. That's what my friend, she's like, I used to hump my Care Bears. I'm like, what?
You know what? I think we fucking, this podcast has done a great job of proving the person who hates us wrong.
Right?
Wrong.
Oh, we've done research.
We researched this one. It wasn't all over the place. We stuck to
It was fully researched.
a
This
thing.
We'll have a bibliography at the
There
end
was
of the
a
episode.
theme. You know? Okay, what is this? This is Set for Life.
Set for life, but you always go for the big. I thought that was Darcy Michael at first.
It
It
does
looks like
kind of look
Darcy
like
Michael.
the skinniest Darcy.
CTV Darcy.
CTV Darcy.
I hope Darcy listens to this CTV television.
He doesn't
Darcy.
fucking listen to this podcast.
CTV's Darcy Michael.
You're down to your CTV weight.
Sean! He wouldn't think that's hilarious.
Oh, fuck. He's a great guy.
He's the best. I love him.
Okay, so...
I got really high on mushrooms at Wreck Beach with him once.
He was the first, he was the first guy that I worked with where we were both similar in terms of neither one of us wanted to do any time.
Yes, yeah.
So, we were co-featuring, and it was, this, magical experience where I was like, I only want to do, 15 minutes, and he's like, I want to do fucking 10. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah.
We can both go under our time and nobody will notice.
Yeah. No, I know. Darcy loves just, he's like, I don't want to do it all, but, okay, let's scan it. Okay, it's a new, I had an update. $30!
Bazingo! Thanks, Darcy.
Thank you, Darcy! We'll be sending you your $3 commission.
$30?
You can claim it on here.
Whoa, that's pretty good. You want to claim it? Go ahead.
No, but I don't know how to.
Okay.
Just, you take it and get it next week.
Because it's a $10 winner.
Because you seem to be getting all the winners.
These ones will fill your pockets with $5.
I know.
You know, that's it. You get you'll lose one and then you'll win 50, and you'll lose one and then you'll win 30. So it's a break-even thing.
Did you see how much the Oilers 50-50 was last night? I tried to get tickets, but I couldn't get through.
COVID is destroying our economy.
Yeah, $2
How
million.
much was the 50-50? 2
2
million
point
fucking...
3?
1/2 of 3 million.
1/2 of 3 million.
1.5 fucking million.
Can you imagine being one number off on that?
And
You
then the
would
rest of it
kill
goes
someone.
to some spoiled kids with cancer. Ugh.
To get them more Nintendos.
Oh, they're spoiled. Don't you fucking forget about it. Don't let cancer fool you. Those kids get what they want.
They get whatever they want.
Anyways, that was
But
free.
they can't have trips to Disneyland right now.
So we won $10.
Yeah, we won $10. We should invest it. I upped my investment portfolio on my app that rounds my...
Fuck. Might as well call it your money romper.
It is. It's my money romper because it's so cute.
The amount of money I saved is so cute.
It used to be called Milo, but now it's called Mocha. And I started doing it in January, and it
That'd be a
rounds
funny
up.
joke, actually. The only thing cute about me is how much money I have.
That's true.
That's so cute.
I only have $532, but I have $532. And then they
you open up on this
invested.
podcast. You just let people know what's up, how much money you got.
Nothing. Like, that's
Yeah.
nothing.
500. Oh, you can retire on that.
I could probably if I wanted to. I do want to live in an RV. Ever since we went to that RV park on the
You
weekend.
could have an RV. It's just like the amount of money you save. Just like you could have a nice RV. You'd just be parking it in Bangladesh. Like that's where you could afford to live for the rest of your life with 500 fucking
Not
Canadian
Phoenix?
dollars. Not Phoenix.
Phoenix is cheap.
Phoenix ain't Bangladesh cheap. Phoenix ain't Tent City.
Oh, just me and my RV in Tent City.
Yeah, you and your dog.
But we played an RV park, and they had, what did they have?
Promise me that your next dog, after Eugene passes, may God rest his soul, it will be New Gene.
New Gene.
Get another corgi.
Or Two Gene.
Two Gene. That would be pretty funny.
Oh my god.
Eugene, Two Gene, Eugene. We're still on the original.
We are on the original.
I hope he lives for a long time.
I hope I die before my dogs.
Shut the fuck up.
I do.
Don't be that person.
I don't want. I am. that
You
person.
will live a fucking. You're gonna kill yourself
I
after.
don't want to kill myself. I just hope to die before them.
No, you don't. You really don't. You don't hope to die before your dogs. Don't be silly. What if it's tomorrow?
They're young still.
I know, but I don't expect them to die or anything. But what if it's tomorrow that they die? You're gonna just be like, I want to just be gone.
I'm
You're
very
still
upset. I don't
you're
like
like
even
a-
talking about my dogs dying.
I love talking about
I
it.
know you do. I don't like it.
On this episode, we talked about Eugene fucking you,
And then dying.
Eugene dying. Oh my
Amazing.
god, I really do. This is horrible what I do on podcasts.
No, I love it.
We should go back to Hot Mess. It was better.
You should tell people, though, I was trying to get to it, but we played a golf course this weekend, and what did they have there? Stolen water slides.
Yeah, Winterburns water slides are out there.
Yeah, Wild Rapids water slides, which was like the best
Fucking
growing
Trestle
up.
Creek.
Did you ever go to Wild Rapids when it was here?
Yeah.
That was the best. It was and you would fall down on the concrete all the time,
Yeah.
covered in blood. Just kids covered in scrapes.
What was with it about water slides? There was always shit somewhere.
People get the shit scared
Somebody
out of
always shit somewhere.
them. When?
You're like, wee, and you come down like, don't go down. There's always a pool you couldn't go in because they were cleaning shit out of it.
Ew.
Yeah, and you're like, what is it with water slides? You go to a pool, nobody's shitting, but it's water slides. People are just shitting everything.
Well, if you've been on a water slide lately, they're kind of scary. And if you are almost ready to poo, don't go on a water slide.
The only time I ever shit on a water slide is when I pushed my 6-month-old down right before me. So, great story.
True.
I think we've learned a lot on this one.
We've learned a lot. We've grown, not at all, but we've learned.
We have learned. We have learned. Oh, should we, are we, I don't know if I don't have any shows coming. Do I have a show coming up?
Do you?
I think I'm at the old Edmonton Yunks.
When? This weekend?
This weekend.
Oh, I'm next weekend.
I'm emceeing, I think, for 2 COVID shows.
Can you imagine if we have to wear masks?
I think it would change who was headlining.
Why?
You know what I mean? There'd
Just
be some
somebody with-
comedians that, hey,
Oh,
if
yeah.
they can't smile and mug and, you know
Oh,
what I mean?
this is Kent Tilly's time.
This is fucking Tilly world.
This is stone-faced,
Hey,
monotone
I work
world.
at Home Depot. Like, we'll fucking be crushing it right now.
Kent Tilly, former sponsor of this podcast.
In a world where comedians wear masks, Kent Tilly is king.
Kent Tilly is king.
Because everybody else is
Absolutely.
like mugging behind a
Yeah,
mask.
or has,
and,
like,
why
facial
doesn't that work
expressions?
anymore? And
Yeah.
it's like because they can't see that you're smiling, you
Yeah.
fucking dummy. And Kent's just like, hi.
He is king at this time.
Mhm.
At this moment in time, Kent Tilly is king.
The only thing between Kent and a Netflix special is this outbreak has to get worse before it gets better. You know what I mean?
I feel like we're just gonna have to do it in like plastic cubicles.
Yeah. For people don't know who Kent Tilly
Or
is.
they
He's
have
like a monotone comedian.
Yeah, and
But who is hilarious.
he's a former podcast sponsor. Former.
We'll get him back. We'll get him
We'll
back.
get him back with this episode.
Oh, we could get him back.
Oh,
Yeah.
we could get him
We
back.
could talk him into it.
We could probably talk him into it. Wink, wink.
We're the ones who said no. He said, here's your money, and I was like, stuff it up your ass. I got all my money locked into CIBC.
Can you promise me that the next time you go to McDonald's and you get, you tell them you love them all the time when you go through the drive-thru?
I love you.
Can you at the end be like, thanks very much, wink, wink?
That's pretty good. My kids fucking hate it when I do that.
Of course they
When I
do. It's weird.
when I go through the drive-thru.
I love it because
They're
it's
like,
weird.
okay, that's
but-
$44.98. I'm like, okay, love you. And they're like some you can sort of hear them on the mic kind of go, what the fucking, just a reflexive love you too.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to get a reflexive love you too out of them. They usually stop themselves right on the L.
Are your kids still on Happy Meals, or are they old enough for a full-on meal?
Oh, they're doing
Full meals?
They eat more than I do.
Because I was in McDonald's drive-thru and the van in front of us, it was like a clown car parade of Happy Meals. It was like, I think they handed 10 Happy Meals in. I'm like, this is the
Oh
weirdest
my
fucking
God.
thing ever.
No, they're definitely into the full Big Mac.
My
and
nephew
fries.
can eat a Baconator.
You can eat a Baconator?
Yeah, he's like this little kid and he can eat a whole Baconator. It's crazy. I can't eat a Baconator.
Yeah, what am I?
You've got gout. You can definitely not eat a
You better
Baconator.
not eat a Baconator. I don't even I'm a McDonald's A&W person. Wendy's and Burger King tried to win my heart, and I was like, nah, I already got a gal.
Oh, you ain't no fast food cuck.
I don't need your shit. I ain't no fast food cuck.
You're committed to your lady. So
Exactly.
you have two.
Yeah.
You have some kind of our cock.
Actually, I have jerked off in the corner of a McDonald's, though.
You have not.
I don't think I worked there for 5 years and never jerked off. That's
In the McDonald's?
kudos to
Have
me.
you ever jerked off at work? And
No.
being like, you can't be like, yeah, my hotel before the show.
He. I like how the thing you said is like, ho, 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 was funnier than anything we've said trying to be funny. That's a fun thing we do on this podcast. Is we're like, or you could say, ooh. And people are like, why didn't they just say that normally? It was funnier than all the other things they said. Why did they make fun of the thing that was funnier than all their talking points? I don't know.
Because we're weird. We don't know.
We're
We don't know what we're
strange.
doing.
Save it for next week.
That's the charm of this podcast.
Yeah, it's the Charmless Podcast.
The charm of this podcast.
No charm, no intro, no focus, no research.
No listeners.
No listeners. We have listeners, just none repeat.
No, yeah, every week there's
No
a brand new
repeat.
listener.
Brand new crew of people
It's
going,
like
what the
doing-
fuck is
It's
this?
like doing a comedy show at a hostel. Every
Yeah.
single week there's a new group of
You
people.
lose all your oldies and bring in the new. It is like a hospice.
Hostel.
Oh, I thought you said hospice.
Oh, that's awful.
I thought you said hospice. Sorry, palliative care. This is the Palliative Care Podcast Network. You can listen to this once.
I want to get sponsored by those scooters so that I can just have free access to those scooters. They're so much fun.
They're pretty cool.
They're so fun. So Lime or Bird, whichever one of you wants to sponsor us, let us know.
I don't even want a fucking sponsor. I don't need some corporate fucking
Oh,
suit
you don't want to
breathing down my
sell
neck
out?
so that I can't talk about the truth.
Yeah, because that's what we do on this podcast. Talk about the truth. We're
I
real
don't-
truthers.
I don't need
We're real
some
truths.
businessman with his hand in my brain trying to fucking get me to change my ways.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I don't care. Well, thanks for being on your own podcast.
It was nice of you to join me on your podcast.
Oh, that's so sweet of you to say. Great romper.
Thank you. I'll get one for you next week.
Okay, thanks.
fade out.